we live in a challenge-focused world, right? Challenges
Yes.
are what designs our solutions, and it's only a solution if it solves a problem. Now, unfortunately, it can be seen that several major service providers might not necessarily focus in on what challenges affect the SME market. It's something that we do see, and we understand that some of our propositions are designed with, some real strong points to help address those challenges for SMEs. Now, what we're going to be honing in on is Microsoft Operator Connect and how that can address some of the challenges that we've seen getting feedback from real businesses within the SME space. First of all, in these smaller organizations, it's not uncommon for users to kind of wear multiple hats. They might not have a designated job role, but if they do, there's a good chance they actually fulfill other duties outside of that. If you're living that kind of professional lifestyle, you probably need a really simple tool set right in front of you that's easy to pick up, easy to scale, and that you can use on the move, at a desk, however you need to, because you're probably fulfilling multiple roles, and that can impact, where you're working and how you're doing so. Thoughts?
No, I absolutely agree with you. So, Operator Connect specifically for the SME market is a brilliant tool. Exactly like you say, these are small businesses. People wear multiple hats within these organizations. They don't want a solution that's going to take countless numbers of people managing it. So, with Operator Connect, having a simple case of saying, "Hello, Gamma, can I please be enabled on Operator Connect? Here is a contract for you." And it's a simple case of clicking a button to have numbers that they may have on another solution shared onto the admin center, and a couple of clicks on a GUI interface to assign those numbers, and you're up and running with the Microsoft licenses. The solution itself is exactly what these sort of customers need in terms of ease of use.
And what about the end users? I mean, I'm moving away from an old phone system. I use Teams as a regular day-to-day application. How simple is it for me to pick it up? Is it going to be something that disrupts me from my actual working day life?
The short answer, not at all. But let's be honest, people do not like change. The good news is that the Operator Connect experience, exactly like you say, people are using Teams day in, day out, and having that, and to be honest, lately are using the calls for internal day in, day out. All Operator Connect will do from an end user experience perspective is provide that, but with a dial pad so they can actually make and receive internal and external calls. So yeah, user experience wise, it's very straightforward. I think if you looked at the Operator Connect interface and generally the Teams phone interface, you'd notice a lot of similarities between most modern phones right now, smartphones or any sort of telephony solution. So the actual user adoption and ease of user adoption is brilliant because it's a really familiar interface. So for the SME market, another big part is the actual cost. Obviously, like I say, the funds for these businesses, because they're a lot smaller, you don't want a solution that has got a lot of professional services involved, a lot of sort of ongoing management costs and change costs, etc. You just want something that is likely a per user per month as a service solution that is super easy and cost effective to actually implement. And that is where Operator Connect comes in. It's not like some of our other products, which have a lot more sort of complex functionality in terms of integrations. Operator Connect is a simple case of you come to us, we give you the permissions on the admin center to actually set this up, and you're basically good to go on a per user per month cost. Is there anything else cost wise that you think would be beneficial to the SME market, or anything around this point to add?
I think just a few things to pull out. So one would be the fact that, clearly an OPEX model over a CAPEX model, when companies might not have necessarily the ability to purchase a lot of hardware and some, alternative solutions where you need to go and implement that. And it's heavily upfront awaited rather than, like you say, a per user, per month charge that's going to be spread across the level of a contract. The other thing would be Microsoft Teams is an application that's probably used in a lot of SME businesses, and your licensing spend with that, it may already include some elements of Teams Phone that you aren't even aware of. And if not, there is an uplift to that licensing fee, but it's probably much, much smaller than you might think it is when you look at the grand scheme of your total Microsoft licensing spend. So if you're going to go ahead and leverage that, using Microsoft Teams can be quite a cost-effective way to maximize your return on investment. You're not investing in a standalone technology. You're not buying something new. It's just making sure you get the maximum amount of returns from what you are using and what you are spending.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's not only the cost side of it, but it is the single pane of glass approach as well. I mean, again, everyone likes an easy life. You don't want a million applications, one for your phone, one for your messages, one for your meetings, whatever it may be. So yeah, you're absolutely right. That utilization and use of the existing estate and the Microsoft licenses that you currently have is a huge point.
Yeah, and you touched on it a little bit before, but one of the things that we see within these SME organizations or even into the micro business space is they might not have a designated IT function. There might not be someone who is solely in charge of IT. This might be performed by a director or an owner, or just someone who is maybe a bit more technically versed than the rest of the business, and they inherited that role. So making sure that that life is much easier and backing it by things like a managed service from Gamma with SLAs behind the scenes so that if you do have any issues, they are resolved appropriately. It's a really powerful thing, and Operator Connect leverages that really well. So it uses a familiar tool set in the Teams admin center. And when you look at it as opposed to things like direct routing, you can leverage a much more graphical based approach. Yeah, you don't need to go down a path of PowerShell. You've got much more visibility over your phone numbers within the Teams tenancy. And yeah, like you say, streamlining it, removing those barriers to entry. I think that's something that Microsoft's really focused on in the SME space with Operator Connect.
Yeah, definitely. You've hit the nail on the head in terms of usability, and you are right. The likelihood is it will be somebody who's just adopted a general IT role as opposed to a specific IT function, and even more granularly, specifically a telephony function as well. So yeah, with Operator Connect, especially, exactly like you say, with the GUI in the Teams admin center to actually do the management of users, and also that familiar feel with other parts of it as well. Having it in, to go back to the other point, leveraging those licenses is almost a no-brainer, I think.
Yeah, totally agree. And one other thing to kind of chuck into there is it's quite a scalable solution, right? I mean, OpEx-based, it's built on a consumption model. You're not installing kit into your premises. So that means that you're going to have, no real ceiling to how far you can take a solution, right? I mean, by going down this model, leveraging cloud-based applications, leveraging Microsoft Teams, SMEs don't want to stay SMEs forever, right? That's never their goal. No, they want to grow, they want to have success. And with that, they need the right tools and the right infrastructure to support them through that. Now, you could do that on a short-term basis, say, we're going to use this technology now, but then we get to a point where we're going to have to reassess everything. With Microsoft Teams, you don't have to do that. It can scale with your business. And as you grow, there's a whole lot of functionality within Teams that can help you do that.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's just as you say, you're leveraging a cloud-based application, and for a business sector whose one of their primary goals is growth, the last thing you want is for anything to be taking your mind off of that. For example, some sort of really complex on-premise telephony system. You just want something that's out of the box, cloud-based, out of sight, out of mind, and it just works. It is scalable at the same time. So as you grow, you can just, a simple case of adding more users, again, absolutely no need to upgrade equipment, etc. It's just a case of, do you have an internet connection? Do you have access to Microsoft Teams? Then you can use the solution.
I like that as an advert for Microsoft Teams and Operator Connect. It works.
Sign me up.
It works. Sign me up.
So one more thing to add as well, with the Operator Connect and Microsoft solutions, it doesn't matter whether you are an SME, whether you're a massive global corporation. Ultimately, the functionality is the exact same, and the product itself really levels the playing field in terms of business functionality as well. What one person will have will be the exact same as what a smaller business will have as well.
Absolutely. And we're not the only people within Gamma looking at this kind of thing in the SME market. So do keep a lookout. Expect more from us in the SME space.